Hello and welcome to the Awesome 180 channel. I'm Ashton Doctor, your habit coach, and today we have a very, very special episode. With me, I have Aishwarya Bedhotiya, who is a procrastination coach or
Yeah.
anti-procrastination coach. One of those two things. We're going to find
Yeah.
out very soon. She runs a website called theendofprocrastination.com. And I just found this entire concept so interesting that I had to have her over and share this with you. So Aishwarya, welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We keep putting out content like this on this channel, so please don't forget to hit subscribe and the little bell icon so you know when future videos come out. My pleasure. So, a procrastination coach. Firstly, what is procrastination? Like, I know so many people writing and saying, I have a bad habit of procrastination, but like, what is procrastination?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, procrastination, according to the dictionary, is delaying a task to tomorrow. But if you go a little deeper, it's actually delaying a task that you know you need to be working on right now to sometime in the future. Yeah.
See, that distinction makes a big difference, right?
Yes.
Because just transferring things to the future is not, but the stuff that you know you have to be doing right now,
Exactly.
that you're transferring to the future. I love that. Okay. So what kind of things fall under procrastination? What kind of things don't fall under procrastination by this definition?
Okay, so it's just a lot that falls under procrastination. So even with emotional eating, you're dealing with certain emotions by eating. That's a form of procrastination. Busyness, there's something called productive procrastination.
Productive procrastination.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's actually when you are delaying a task, but you're doing it by doing productive things like cleaning your room or doing certain work tasks that are not important right now, delaying the ones that are important.
Interesting. So you have productive procrastination, which is also something that, so it's that busyness that people try being, and at the end of the time, they're saying that, oh, kuch nahi hua, nothing got done.
Exactly that.
So we got productive procrastination as well. We got procrastination in the form of emotional
eating.
So I'm transferring my emotions to the future.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not dealing with it right now, transferring to the future.
Yeah.
Oh, so procrastination is not just about I didn't get my project done in time.
No,
I didn't give my
it's
presentation
not.
in time.
Exactly. So that's what a lot of people think, but it includes a lot of other things also.
Okay. So like, how would you go about even understanding this when somebody comes to you? Like, why do people come to you? Are they chronic procrastinators? Is there like a scale of procrastination? Like, when does it become so much that someone should come to you?
I think there's definitely a scale. So I'd say there are 3 levels. The first level, lowest level would be when you occasionally procrastinate. It doesn't give you any stress. It's fine. You don't need a coach at that point of time. The second level is when you start realizing, okay, I am procrastinating quite a lot. It's causing me a lot of stress. That's when you kind of can start thinking about getting a coach. And the third and highest level would be when you procrastinate so much that you've just completely lost belief in your abilities to complete any kind of dream or ambition that you have. So that's I would say that's the lowest point.
So that is like a complete sense of hopelessness that comes in saying, I just can't do anything.
Yeah, it's like watching your life slip by and you're just kind of helplessly watching. I'd say that's a really major low point. Yeah.
Interestingly. So once you hit that, you know that you're in serious need and serious help.
Yeah, definitely.
But is all procrastination good or bad? Or like, is there what's your take on it? Is procrastination bad, good?
I'd say it's either neutral or bad. So I would say it's never good.
All right. Like, so why is procrastination bad?
So neutral or bad. So neutral would be those times when you procrastinate, doesn't really give you much anxiety. You know, okay, I'll do it later. It's fine. Okay. And bad would be when you feel a lot of anxiety that, oh God, I'm procrastinating right now and I can't get out of it. That's when it's bad.
So that anxiety feeling, when it reaches that anxiety feeling rather, that is when you know that things are getting bad.
Yeah, I'd say hopelessness, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, these kind of emotions. Yeah.
Interesting. I was having a discussion with another life coach the other day, and we were talking about procrastination. And I was saying that, I think there are certain times procrastination is good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is when, for example, you have a creative pursuit that you're under. Because see, the more time the creative pursuit festers in your mind, the more
Yeah.
connections you can make. Because creativity is
Yeah.
ultimately identifying different connections and bringing them
Mm-hmm.
together. Correct? So
Absolutely.
identifying
Yeah.
different thoughts and bringing them together. So the more time
Yeah.
you have thinking about that, and you can actually use procrastination in a healthy way here. So the trick
Mm-hmm.
is, what you do is you spend a lot of time in the beginning thinking about the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't spend the time, just like waiting till the last minute and then thinking about it.
Yeah.
You think about it right in the beginning and then
Yeah.
procrastinate the completion.
Yeah.
So you've given yourself that much free space in your mind to do the creative work, and you'll end up
Yeah.
with a far better result than either the last minute cramming or doing
Mm.
something too early. So that's
Mm.
one way in which I think procrastination can help. But overall,
Yeah.
like you said, if it comes into anxiety,
Mm.
you make you feel like, that's when
Yeah.
you need to give up or at least understand that procrastination is not good for you.
Yeah. So I'd say when you are giving space to your mind for
Hmm.
any creative pursuit or to work through anything you're going through, that at least in my definition would not be procrastination, because you're not delaying anything. You're actually giving yourself time to work on something, and
Okay.
space, which is equally important. So a lot of people think that when you overcome procrastination, you need to be productive, as in you need to be giving output all the time.
Hmm.
That's not true at all. It could also mean giving yourself space to think and to just work through everything in your mind.
So instead of calling that then procrastination, you should almost see it as useful time.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
we get our definition wrong sometimes, saying that, oh, I'm procrastinating it. Either instead
Yeah,
say I'm using this time for my
exactly.
thinking. All
Yeah.
right. Lovely. So, as a procrastination coach, I'm sure you must have heard like some of the funniest excuses for people procrastinating, right? Like what are the
Yeah.
strangest ones that you've heard so far?
Okay, so the first one that comes to mind, and this is a Chinese term, it's revenge bedtime procrastination.
What is that? Okay.
So that's when people who don't have control over how they spend time in their day,
Hmm.
they refuse to sleep early just to regain some sort of freedom and control over their time. So
Okay.
that's how, okay, so a lot of parents go through
Explain
that.
this more. Explain this more.
Yeah, I'll explain it through an
Hmm.
example. So
Hmm.
let's say you have a 3-year-old child.
Hmm.
Your entire daytime goes in fulfilling the needs of that child.
Correct.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. It gives you a lot of happiness, but you don't have time for yourself.
Yes. Yes.
So once there are no kids, at night,
Hmm.
you refuse to go to bed on time because you need that time for yourself. You
Hmm.
want some kind of freedom over how you're spending that time.
Hmm.
A lot of people who are stuck in 9 to 5 jobs that they really don't like experience this. A lot of people.
Interesting. What
Yeah.
is this called?
Revenge bedtime procrastination.
Revenge bedtime procrastination. Okay,
So
so
you're taking revenge on your daytime, how you spent the day.
so
Yeah.
how would you get over this? Isn't this something that is good? Like people would be saying, like, finally I'm getting me time. So is this me
Yeah.
time or is this not me time?
So this is me time, but it comes from a place of wanting revenge.
Hmm.
Or for spending all of that time on someone else's needs. So
Ah.
if comes from a place of joy or happiness, oh, I'm getting time for myself, then it's fine.
Hmm.
But if it's motivated by a negative feeling, then
Hmm.
that kind of builds up in your mind.
Interesting. So it's about
Yeah.
getting that intention right. If that
Yeah.
intention was not right, which is why this becomes a procrastination
Yes.
instead of
Yeah.
a positive me time that you would be creating for yourself.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Love it. What other interesting ones like come up? Like strange excuses for procrastination. This is
I'll
such
have
an
to give.
interesting field. I haven't spent this much time understanding procrastination. Like I've
Yeah.
surface level stuff.
Mhm. Okay. So I'll have to think a little bit about
Anything from your
other.
clients that came up that was interesting that like why am I procrastinating?
Um, I'm just going through all of the clients in my mind right now.
I had one client whose entire thing was that my socks were not matching my clothes, so I didn't go for a run today. So like, so I'm
Yeah,
saying that, we come up with such funny
yeah,
connections. Like,
yeah,
I'm trying to make any excuse I can to not do this task today.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, it's brilliant how, like, my mom never learned how to cycle because
Mm,
every time she would plan to go on and learn cycling, she said, oh, today my shoes are not right. Today I'm not wearing the right skirt. Today I'm not doing this.
yeah,
So I think the excuses that we make also become such important barriers to our whole procrastination.
yeah. And you've got the word right. They are just excuses because you don't need the proper gym clothes to go to a gym
Hmm.
or anything like that. Yeah,
Correct. And even if you are just like start small, do something on the Habit Coach podcast, we keep talking about how, just start something tiny. Even if you
yeah,
don't want to do that full 1 hour, do 5 minutes of it,
exactly.
do a
Yeah,
4 minute Tabata routine. That's all you
yeah,
need to just get that momentum going.
exactly. Yeah.
Do you think procrastination is also about breaking momentum, creating momentum?
Oh, that's a great question. I haven't thought of that. But yeah, I'd say it's a lot about building momentum.
Hmm.
As you said, just doing a little bit, but doing it every single day.
Hmm.
That's actually a huge, very powerful way to break out of your procrastination cycles.
Interesting. Have you heard of this concept called precrastination?
Precrastination? No, I haven't. That's so interesting.
So I thought about it and I said one of the best ways that I used to like overcoming procrastination was that as soon as I realized the task needed to be done, I would
Mhm.
do it that instant itself. So for example, if I had 10 days
Yeah.
of time before I had to give in a project, I would do
Mhm.
it on day zero or day
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
Correct, finish it off, and then because that was my way of getting out of procrastination. Because
Yeah.
see, I was a person who liked living in extremes,
Hmm.
right? So I said that if I'm going to do it last minute, might as well do it right in the beginning and do it.
Yeah.
So in fact, we were writing a podcast on procrastination, and then I
Okay.
started researching it, and I said that procrastination is not good for you either,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not giving yourself that time to think. You're not giving that
Yeah.
brain time.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So
I'm
there
sure
is
that
this
also
sweet
gives,
spot.
yeah. Yeah, there is
There is this sweet
definitely.
spot that we all have to find between procrastination and procrastination.
Yeah,
Lovely.
definitely. But I like that term a lot,
Nah,
procrastination.
that's why
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a fantastic topic. I don't know if I actually did a podcast on it though, but like it was a fantastic topic. So,
Yeah.
hmm. All right. So when somebody comes to you, what is the journey like typically? So like when would they would come typically when it becomes very acute, when it's procrastination linked to anxiety, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you take them on a journey?
Okay. So they could either come on stage 2 or stage 3, as we discussed
Hmm.
before.
Hmm.
But the first step would always be to work on mindset
Hmm.
and on self awareness.
Hmm.
So just going through why you really procrastinate, what's stopping you from overcoming it, identifying all the cues, triggers, emotions related to that.
Say that slowly.
Um, yeah.
Cues, triggers, and
Cues.
emotions,
Yeah.
right? This
Yeah.
is very important for listeners because you can even start seeing that in yourself. What
Yeah.
are your cues? What are your triggers? Right?
Yeah.
As soon as like you finished the newspaper in the morning, you might not suddenly feel like going for your walk because now you've become
Mm.
lazy,
Yeah.
right? So maybe that becomes a trigger for
Yes.
procrastinating your morning
Yeah.
walk. So
Yeah.
understanding these three in your life becomes a big thing. And like
Yeah.
you were saying, it starts off with that mental battle, right?
Yeah.
It's a
It
mental
does.
battle with
Yeah.
these three things that then you create. All right, lovely.
Yeah. And the reason it is a mental battle is because I'd say about 98% of
Hmm.
all triggers
Hmm.
related to procrastination are emotional triggers.
Okay,
So they are all in your mind, they're all inside you. It's not like, triggers in your environment that you can easily remove.
right.
Yeah.
Is getting late for things also procrastination? Like our recording today got late, but that was completely because of an external trigger. Okay, that was because
Yeah.
somebody was mowing the lawn outside. Wait, is that also procrastination? Like constantly being chronically late for things is procrastination?
Absolutely, because you're delaying getting out of your home
Hmm.
That's obviously something urgent you need to do right now. You're delaying it for certain reasons, out of laziness or not looking forward to the meeting or things like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. So those become procrastination as well. All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took it off topic. All right, so we got our, you look at the mental space
Mindset and
first,
self-awareness.
mindset
Yeah.
first. All right.
Yeah.
So it's
And
mindset and
self-awareness.
self-awareness, two
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd
How
say
are they
they
different? Different?
Okay, so mindset is all of the mental blocks that are stopping you from overcoming your procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
And self-awareness is when I actually help the person become more aware of the entire problem holistically. So the why, the what, the how, all of those things.
Okay, fair enough. So it's not just the mindset, but why, where, how, all those things come
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Superb. All right. So
yeah,
mindset, self-awareness.
yeah. And
Then,
then the
and
next
this
step.
normally through talking, or there are like
Yeah,
exercises that you do.
no, it's a mix of tasks and talking. So I don't like the word tasks, but
Hmm.
exercises, homework, tasks. Yeah.
Especially since they're procrastinators, they might not end up doing the tasks.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay, great. So we have
Yeah.
that as a starting point. Then what's the next level?
Then I work on routine and on
Okay.
environment. So I look at procrastination as a habit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I tackle it as a habit. And to change any habit, it's really nice to have a routine
Mm-hmm.
that kind of removes the option for you to even do that habit,
Mm-hmm.
and also setting your environment up in a way that encourages productivity. And by productivity, I do not mean only doing work all the time, I also mean productive rest.
All right. Lovely.
Yeah.
Let's break these two things up. So routines. How
Mm-hmm.
would you go about understanding procrastination from a routine point of view?
All right, so the routine of someone who procrastinates would be delaying every single thing in the day, or almost every single thing.
Hmm.
Delaying getting out of bed, delaying exercise, or entirely skipping it,
Hmm.
delaying your meals, delaying your sleep time, delaying your work. Okay,
Hmm.
so I try to understand first what the ideal routine of the client is,
Hmm.
and then kind of um, get it down to a more realistic point, and then
Okay.
work towards that.
So
But I
what their goal routine would be like. So their ideal
Yeah,
routine would be like.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right now, where it is at, where do they want to be? And then you try
yeah,
and find a certain middle ground.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
how would this routine then work with procrastination? Because procrastination is also, suddenly something comes up, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily a routine thing. So
Yeah,
maybe like a presentation at work is not a routine thing, but it's once in
yeah,
a while. So
yeah.
does this also fall into in this category? How would you tackle something like that?
So it wouldn't fall in the routine category. It would. So I also encourage my clients to kind of bring out problems that are related to procrastination, not exactly procrastination. So we deal with that. If I do give tools and techniques that they can use in any kind of problem they have with procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, one big thing that I focus on is what you mentioned, doing it small, but doing it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you do have a project you're not looking forward to, break it down and do it. Just work on it every single day, just for 5 minutes.
Hmm.
That's it. So,
Okay.
they do have tools like that to work through stuff.
Okay. So
Yeah.
breaking it down using a tool like that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Lovely. So that is getting your routines in place. What about the environment? That's a big
Okay.
one, right?
Yeah. I think this would be best understood with an example. So
Okay.
let's say at night you're going to your bed and you take your laptop to your bed and you're watching Netflix.
Hmm.
Then basically your bed becomes an activity zone or an area for mental stimulation, not for rest.
Hmm.
So what we would work towards generally in the coaching would be to allocate certain zones
Hmm.
in their house, in their environment,
Hmm.
that are for specific things. Your desk is only for working, it's not for Netflix. Your bed is only for sleeping, it's not for anything else,
Hmm.
not even reading.
Hmm.
Because that programs your mind to work on only that anything that is attached to that particular object.
Right.
So it's really all reprogramming your mind.
Okay. Lovely. So, like, in fact, right now, when people are at home in this Corona time,
Mm-hmm.
one of the first podcasts that I spoke about was, guys, work on your home office, which means
Mm-hmm.
that create your own space so that you
Yeah,
can then realize that when I'm here, it's work. When I'm not here,
exactly.
it's chill time. It's
Yes.
something else, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that's
you get
exactly it.
confused,
Yeah.
right? You're sitting on the bed and you're working. That means that am I working or am I resting?
Yes, exactly.
The
Yeah.
worst is doing Zoom calls on your bed, because then
Mm.
are you a part of the call, or are you falling asleep with the call? Correct. So it's
Yeah.
important to have those definite segregations.
Yeah.
Like in my home here, so we are not at my house that we normally
Mm-hmm.
stay at, right? We're at a farmhouse,
Mm.
and there was no place to work because we never worked at our farmhouse. We spent maximum
Yeah.
2 days here, so we actually got a table built so that we could work.
Mm.
So I got
Yeah.
one done, my father and my mother got one done, so
Yeah.
that way we are sorted out on the work area.
Exactly. It makes a huge difference.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we got, sorry, I hit the table. We've got routine, we've got environment.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Um, I'd say those are the two things I focus on most. There can be a lot of other things. So, um, this is a process I follow maybe 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if I feel like the client needs help in other areas, then I am open to working on those other areas, because
Okay.
it doesn't make sense working on routine when the person needs help with something else.
Correct. Absolutely. No, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful journey because you're starting off with your mindset and what was the other mindset and
Self-awareness.
mindset and self-awareness. Then
Yeah.
you're getting into your routines, the stuff that you do every day. Can you tweak that around? And then you end up with changing this world around you so that you're
Exactly.
optimizing yourself. So not
Yeah.
only you're changing internally, but you're changing externally as well.
Yeah.
So this completely comes and forms this
Yeah.
idea together.
Yeah.
So what are things that people who are listening right now can take away from this? Are there like 2, 3 interesting tips or interesting tools that you can teach them to, today avoid 2 moments of procrastination that might suddenly come up in their life?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, so the first one I'd say would be a combination of something called brain dump and
Okay.
breaking your tasks down. So, brain dump is a concept by Mel Robbins, who is one of the best coaches. So, what you do is when you're feeling overwhelmed,
Hmm.
you just dump out all of the tasks in your head on a piece of paper. Just keep writing them down.
Hmm.
And once that's done, just kind of highlight 3 tasks that are most important, most urgent for you to focus on
Hmm.
right now.
Hmm.
All right. So, and then you prioritize those 3 tasks. What's the most important? And then one, two, three. Then you
So
take
take
the
all your
first,
tasks
yeah,
and dump them on paper.
dump them out. Yeah.
Let your brain should be khali at this point of time.
Yes, absolutely,
Everything should be on
Kali.
the paper.
Yeah.
Then you say these are the 3 things that are most urgent at this point in time.
Yeah.
Correct?
Important and urgent. Yeah.
Important, urgent at this point of time. You highlight them and
Yeah.
then you rank them. This is the most
Yes.
of the 3, then the
Yeah.
second, then the last, and then
Yes.
do them in that order.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
Then you take the first task, you
Hmm.
break it down into as many tiny steps as you can,
Hmm.
then go through the steps and break them down further. So I'd say a good tiny step would be one that takes you almost no willpower to do, because with procrastinators, willpower is a huge issue. So it's,
Lovely.
yeah.
I am anti willpower, anti motivation. So this
Yes.
is perfect. All right. So
Yeah.
willpower sucks, motivation sucks. Please, please,
Yeah.
everyone remember this. All right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So just basically then dividing all of those 3 tasks
Hmm.
into tiny tasks that take no motivation, no willpower to do,
Lovely.
and then get to work. Yeah.
Okay. And then get cracking. So
Yes.
there is this planning aspect of it, and then there is this action aspect of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we need to realize that planning is important also,
Mm-hmm.
not just the action. And action is
Yes.
very, very important. Otherwise, the
Yes.
planning is useless.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Super.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of procrastinators, they plan and
Yeah.
then do nothing. And in the planning zone, they feel really happy. Oh God, I'm doing stuff, but Yeah.
The planning is the action, and
Yeah.
understand that like
Yeah.
if you are a procrastinator and you think that planning is the task done, then that's
Mm-hmm.
wrong, because
Yeah.
you get so caught up in the planning. It's like what you were saying right in the beginning, Aishwarya, which was the busy work.
Yes,
Right? You get caught
exactly.
up in the busy work, and
Yes.
planning is nothing but busy work, because you've
Yeah.
achieved nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Correct?
Exactly.
So you have to have the action, otherwise the
Yeah.
plan's completely useless.
Yes, absolutely.
Superb. So one is the brain dump. Is she the
Yeah.
person who also had that 5 4 3 2 1 go?
Yes, that's her.
Right, right.
That's her.
So
Yeah.
we have a similar thing where we call the war cry, right?
Okay.
So for me, my war cry, if I'm feeling lazy and I don't feel like working out or doing something, I shout Akraman, right? It's attack. So like
Yeah.
it is just like, all right, let's get this thing done. And
Yeah.
then at the end of the task, there is a sabashi also,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yes, that's really
you have
important.
to end
Yeah.
the task that you've done, that you were planning on procrastinating or not doing and feeling
Hmm.
lazy about. At the end of the day, you should thump your chest and say good job,
Yes,
pat yourself on the back, say
absolutely.
good
Yeah.
job, right?
Yeah.
So that akraman followed by the good job, both
Yes.
very, very important.
Yes, very important. And also from the point of view of habit formation, rewarding yourself is crucial to form a new habit.
Correct, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right, one more thing that people can start using immediately.
So what we've been talking about, continuous improvement,
Hmm.
also called Kaizen or aggregation or marginal gains, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. It's doing something for a very short period of time, but doing it every single day. That includes exercise. Just do it 5 minutes, it's fine, or 1 minute if that's what your willpower is at right now, but do
Right.
it every single day.
Love it. This is almost like our habits thing as well, which is we have to
Yes,
compound, we have to get it growing.
exactly that.
Small, small,
Yeah.
small, 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 small changes make a big difference over a period
Yes,
of time. Lovely.
definitely.
And you have some tools as well on your website, you were telling me. I was looking at your
Yeah,
website and you was checking it out, right? People
yeah,
should go and check them out as well, no?
absolutely. So there are three right now. One is an emotional eating journal, one is a time tracking journal, and one is a sort of self accountability planner. They're all free, so please feel free to check them
Yeah,
out.
check them out. And I love it. So these are, again, remember, part of the planning thing. These
Yeah,
tools help with the planning. The
yeah,
action is still going to be important after you use these tools. So
yeah,
add them to your life, but make sure that you act on them afterwards as
exactly.
well.
Yes,
Superb.
absolutely.
Aishwarya, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience?
Mm,
Have we covered
anything,
everything else?
yeah, any kind of tip or
Any thoughts about procrastination that you felt I must have missed out?
definitely. Okay, so the most important thing that I would like to tell anyone who's listening who's a procrastinator is that it is not you. You are not the problem. Don't put yourself down. Don't blame yourself. You're not lazy. You're not good for nothing. It's just your habit. That's it. You just have to change that, and you're gonna start, living up to your potential again.
Correct. It is, you said something so important, because every time people write into me saying, hi, Ashton, I can't do anything because I'm a procrastinator. They give themselves a label, right?
Yes, exactly. It's
And
just a habit. Yeah.
it's just a habit, it's just a mindset, like you said,
Yeah.
right? It is
Yeah.
just these things. And half the time it could be just the environment also that is making you become a procrastinator.
Exactly. Yes.
Correct. You
Yeah.
might have all the intentions right, but the environment might be holding you back. It might be a
Yeah.
family that might be holding you back. It could be
Yes.
friends that might saying that no, 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 do your
Yeah. That's
project
a big
later,
one.
come out party with us right
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
So it's understanding those aspects as well. It's almost never your label. It's
Yes.
never you. You're not a bad
Yeah.
person, and I think that's the most important thing for people to get.
Crucial.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
Very important. All right. How can people reach out to you? How can people get in touch with you? Please share your information.
Yeah. So you can go on my website, which is endofprocrastination.com,
It's a
or
big
you
thing to
can,
type out. Okay. If anyone wants to,
yeah,
right?
please check the spelling.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, just start by end of pro and hit enter on Google and you'll
Yeah.
probably get the website, because you
Yeah.
procrastinate writing procrastination.
Yeah.
Okay. So, right.
Yeah.
Procrastination.com.
Yeah, don't forget the at the beginning. So the end of
The
procrastination.
end of procrastination. All right.
Yes. Yeah. Or you can also follow me on Instagram, which is the dot end dot of dot procrastination.
I love it. So anybody who has to reach you has to be really willing to
Yes.
reach you.
Yes, that's
This
a
is like
test.
the filtration process. I love it.
It
Okay,
is.
good. Okay, so the dot
Dot
in dot of
of
dot
dot
procrastination. No
procrastination.
dot
Yeah.
after procrastination.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. So these two places,
Yes. Yeah.
perfect. Thank you, Aishwarya, so much for
Yes.
being on the Awesome 180 channel. I had a brilliant time talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions. They were brilliant.
Thank you.